welcome to the deep dive. We've got a massive stack of sources today. Articles on venture capital, long-term investing principles, market research methodologies.
A real mix.
It is. And our mission today is to cut through all of it and basically deliver the ultimate toolkit for spotting those high-value, non-obvious opportunities.
And we're not just looking for, a little bit of growth here.
No, we're hunting for market secrets.
Right. And the beautiful thing about these sources is that they don't just give you a checklist. They offer a synthesis of elite strategy. It draws really heavily on that Charlie Munger idea.
The lattice work of mental models.
Exactly. So we're pulling concepts from psychology, from physics, from economics, all to help you navigate the complexity of modern markets and, frankly, to avoid the pitfalls that trap most people.
Yeah, exactly. We've synthesized the core thinking of people like Peter Thiel, Warren Buffett, George Soros. We're looking at how they approach strategy, how they find those secrets that generate massive returns.
It's all about finding ideas that are right,
But non-consensus, the thing nobody else believes yet.
Right. So our goal for you, the listener, isn't just knowledge transfer. It's to give you the intellectual rigor, the contrarian courage, really, to question assumptions and actually look into the future.
Okay, so let's unpack this. And the best place to start, the ultimate starting point, has to be Peter Thiel's idea of going from 0 to 1.
It's absolutely foundational, and it's, surprisingly simple when you break it down. You have horizontal progress, which he calls 1 to n.
That's just globalization, right? Copying things.
Pretty much. You take something that works, say a successful app, and you just make another version of it. The sources point to China's historical plan to, copy and scale concepts that were already proven. That's horizontal.
It makes money, sure, but it's not revolutionary.
Precisely. Vertical progress, 0 to 1, that's technology. It's doing something completely new. Creating a market where nothing existed before, that's the path to real creation.
To monopoly profit.
So,
if that's the goal, how do you find the idea? Thiel gives us this contrarian question. What important truth do very few people agree with you on? It sounds great. But the sources all emphasize that this is incredibly difficult to answer well. Why is it so hard?
Well, for two big reasons. One intellectual and one psychological. Intellectually, if it were easy, someone else would have figured it out already.
Sure.
But the psychological part is, I think, much harder. You have to be okay with knowing that your belief is unpopular, maybe even mocked by most people.
And if everyone agrees with you, it's not a secret.
It's just dogma, and dogma is worthless for generating those big returns.
Which leads us right to Thiel's central belief about market structure. We want to be in a monopoly, not a competitive market.
We're all taught competition is good.
And it is, for the consumer. But for the businesses in that market, it just destroys profits.
Completely. It grinds everyone's margins down to almost nothing. It's just a constant, exhausting battle. The sources always bring up Google as the classic example here. They found a non-consensus truth back in, 2002?
How about search?
They cornered it, and then they learned how to defend it.
And what's so interesting is the deliberate deception. Monopolies are smart. They learn not to talk about the fact that they're a monopoly.
Oh, absolutely. They create this illusion of fierce competition.
Right. Google doesn't say we own search advertising. They say,
we're a technology company competing with Apple and Facebook and Amazon. They make their market sound huge and crowded. It's a masterclass in strategic language, really.
So if we flip that, the reason most companies fail to get to that 0 to 1 status is because they get trapped in competition.
Yes. The sources use that amazing analogy from Romeo and Juliet.
The two families, alike in dignity.
But they become more and more similar as they fight. In business, this obsession with a rival makes you lose sight of what actually matters. You just start slavishly copying the past, trying to beat them at their own game, instead of inventing a new one.
You're stuck on that one-to-end treadmill.
Exactly.
Okay, here's where it gets really powerful. Once you find that secret, that non-consensus idea, how do you protect it? This brings us straight to Warren Buffett and the economic moat.
The moat is, it's arguably the single most important concept in long-term investing. It's that sustainable, durable advantage.
The thing that protects the terrific economic castle, as he calls it.
Right. Without a moat, every successful business will eventually just get torn apart by competitors.
So let's get specific. The sources break down 4 key types of these moats. Can we just run through them quickly?
Sure. First, you've got cost advantages. Think economies of scale. Walmart's logistics, for example, lets them sell things cheaper than almost anyone. Second is intangible assets. So brands, patents, regulatory licenses, the recipe for Coke, a key drug patent, that kind of thing.
Things you can't easily copy. What else?
Third is network effects. This is huge. The product gets more valuable as more people use it. Facebook is the classic example.
It's valuable because everyone's on it.
Exactly. And finally, switching costs. It's just too expensive or too much of a pain for customers to leave. Think of a big company built on one cloud platform. Moving all that data is a massive headache, a massive moat.
I love how concrete those are. But Buffett also gives some counterintuitive advice, especially for defending that moat when things get, turbulent.
Be fearful when others are greedy.
Being greedy when others are fearful. How does that apply to moat strategy?
It's all about playing the long game during uncertainty. When the economy gets shaky, what do most companies do?
They panic, cut R&D/marketing.
Right. They retreat to short-term thinking. Buffett's point is that this is the exact moment to strategically strengthen your moat. While your rivals are pulling back, you double down on your brand. You buy up that patent that just got cheaper. You use their fear to build your own durability.
That durability connects perfectly to another one of those mental models, the multiply by zero idea.
It does. Munger's concept. One fatal flaw just nullifies everything else. You can have the best product, the biggest market, but if your culture is toxic or your patent protection is weak, that one flaw can multiply your whole effort by zero.
So the moat has to last. It's not just, is it defensible today, but...
Will it be defensible in 10 or 20 years? Exactly.
Okay, so we know we need a monopoly idea, and we know how to defend it. Let's pivot to discovery. How do savvy innovators even find these gaps in the first place?
They use advanced foresight techniques. One of the big ones is called white space analysis, or WSA.
Looking for a gap.
Well, yes, but it's more specific than that. A high-value white space isn't just an empty spot. It needs two things: a significant, quantifiable unmet need, and a clear path to durable, protected commercialization. You need both.
So how do you find that?
You stop asking and start watching. It's about ethnographic research. Look for workarounds.
Workarounds, yeah.
If you see people, mashing 3 different spreadsheets together every day because their software doesn't talk to itself, that's a workaround. That's a huge opportunity. Sticky notes all over a machine telling you how to use it, that's a workaround just waiting for a 0 to 1 solution.
So you're basically looking for signs of user frustration.
Exactly. And that frustration is often what we call a weak signal. The Blockbuster versus Netflix story is the perfect example.
Of course.
Blockbuster saw streaming and DVDs by mail as this tiny, anointing niche. It didn't fit their model, so they ignored the signal.
And that weak signal turned out to be the fatal flaw that multiplied their entire business by 0.
It did, whereas Netflix saw that same signal and knew it was a future, even if it meant, cannibalizing some of their own business at the time.
So the actionable step for a business is to actively gather these signals.
Yes, through anomaly tracking, social media monitoring. That's only half of it. You then need people dedicated to interpreting the context because the signals are often confusing and contradictory at first.
And tech is making this faster.
Oh, absolutely. AI is now a dominant force here. It can analyze massive amounts of open-ended text and turn it into real insights in weeks instead of months. You have tools like Google Trends, Statista, mobile-first research. It's all about getting real-time data on what people are actually doing.
This focus on real data brings us to George Soros and the danger of just following the crowd. If everyone's looking at the same data, where's the edge?
This is where Soros's reflexivity theory is so critical. It basically throws out the idea that markets are purely rational.
That they just reflect reality.
Exactly. Soros argues that market prices don't just reflect reality, they actively shape it through feedback loops.
Okay, that sounds a little abstract. Can you give me an example?
A housing bubble is the perfect one. So some initial enthusiasm, a perception, starts pushing prices up.
Right.
As prices rise, banks feel more confident, so they loosen lending standards. People borrow more because they believe prices will keep going up. The belief, the perception, is actually changing the fundamentals, the amount of money being lent.
So the false perception inflates the prices, which then reinforces the perception. It's a circle.
It's a self-reinforcing feedback loop. The market isn't reflecting reality, it's creating a temporary inflated one.
Which means if your own research says the fundamentals are weak, but the price is still going up because of that loop.
You need immense contrarian courage to trust your data over the crowd. You have to accept being uncomfortable, knowing you might look foolish right up until the moment the bubble bursts.
Let's connect all this back to getting a business funded. Investors are looking for stability, for growth. What are the non-obvious things they're looking for?
It really starts with what Thiel calls his law. A startup that's messed up at its foundation cannot be fixed.
So they focus on the founding team.
Heavily. They need to see that the founders have a prehistory, that they've worked together before. Complementary skills are good. The fundamental alignment is what's key. Any little crack in the founding team will become a chasm under pressure.
Makes sense. Durability from day one. The sources also talked a lot about culture.
A positive dynamic culture is a massive signal for investors. It means you can attract and keep top talent, which they see as a huge cost saver and a sign of stability. They're looking at founder quality, team composition, track record, all of it.
And here's the really counterintuitive piece for a lot of tech founders. Sales matters just as much as product.
Often more. There's that great Thiel quote. Superior sales and distribution by itself can create a monopoly, even with no product differentiation. The converse is not true.
So if you've built the world's greatest invention but have no way to sell it,
You have a failed invention, not a business.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best distribution is hidden. For those really big, complex seven-figure deals, the sources say the buyers don't want to talk to a salesperson.
they want to talk to the CEO.
They want to talk to the source of the secret, like Palantir's early days. At the highest level, the distribution is the CEO's vision.
And it all relies on velocity and focus. Having a clear, definite plan and attacking a niche so you can outrun the big, slow incumbents.
Right.
So wrapping this all up, what does it mean? We've gone from Thiel's 0 to 1 secret to Buffett's moat to the real practical tools market research. This really is a blueprint for seeing what others miss.
And it proves that finding these opportunities is about disciplined thinking. It's not just luck. It's when you combine that deep personal passion with the rigor of research and the psychological strength to be non-consensus.
We've established that competitive markets are profit destroyers. And Peter Thiel suggests that success isn't just about being the first mover.
No, it's about being the last mover.
The one who makes the final greatest development and actually ends the competition. So a final thought for you to consider. When you look at an emerging industry today, are you focused on that initial rush, the consensus ideas everyone is chasing?
Or are you strategically positioning your business to be the one that learns from all those early attempts, delivers the ultimate product, and ends the competition entirely?
Because that is the path to decades of monopoly profit.